My name is Kevin Jeffrey, and I'm here with my friend Tuan Lee, who's running for Congress for the 7th Congressional District. Tuan, how you doing?
Good. How about you, Karen? How's everything
Doing
so far?
great, great, great.
Okay.
Wanted to ask you some questions about some of the things going on today. And I guess on top of everyone's mind is Joe Biden. So here we are, we're involved in this war in Ukraine, and there's a lot of different reports about it. What are your thoughts on this war?
Oh, this is a lot of thing has happened this week. Everybody knows, Russia, Ukraine, and all the stuff like that. And there's more stuff that not even discover much in on the news. And a lot of news that doesn't want to talk about, mention about is what behind the scene, who is doing what. And that's one of the reason we are here today to talking about what happened to the world and what the action that Joe Biden going to do to prevent of when the war get expand, or what he's going to do with the economic, what he's going to do um, for with Ukraine, and how can he, what policy that he have to protect Ukraine and more and more. But I will talk about that in a few more minutes. So now let's go back with you on what happens in the U.S. today. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot going on, and I guess at the top of a lot of the minds of a lot of people is this Supreme Court nominee. There's a lot of things that has been said about this Supreme Court nominee, and a lot of things being revealed yesterday. She said she didn't even know how to define what a woman was. Um, have you been keeping up with this? This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, a lot of crazy going on since Joe Biden in the office. And so far, everything I see is nothing is new. Nothing is outside of what I thought before the election if Joe Biden win. And like what I mentioned earlier, Joe Biden is really weak in American and foreign policy. Um, it's not a type of a leadership for a strong superpower country. That kind of leadership, straightforward, maybe it's good for city mayor, but
But not
not
president of
for
the United
not for a
States.
president of the United States, because you have to be strong, and we have to be a leader. We have to be example. We have to lead the world of what um, we will do for our country and globally. Because remember, US is not only lit America, only American people, but it's also the globally, like um, um, UK, NATO, and United Nations and other country, and our ally as well. NATO is more like very big deal for our country too, because we have to show people what happened, what's going on, and how we prevent it, how we protect America and our ally too. But Joe Biden does not protect America, and it's not protecting our allies. Look what happened to Ukraine. Um,
So do you think
Russia,
that this nominee, do you think this nominee is an example of that?
yeah,
That she exemplifies again the weakness of where Biden is?
yeah,
Because when you look at some of her statements
mm-hmm,
and some of the things that are happening in the process,
yeah,
it reveals a lot of things, right?
yeah, 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 yeah. So, let you finish with the more information about the Supreme Court.
Okay, so here we have the nomination going on, and one of the other things that came up was the concern about her rulings against child pedophilia.
Mm-hmm.
Was one guy image that she apparently um, gave a guy 3 months who had over 60,000 images of child pedophilia on his laptop. Um, is People are looking at this and asking how could
Wait,
a
hold on,
person
hold
of
on,
this
hold on for a
nature?
laptop. Remember
Yeah. Oh yeah.
the
Laptop.
laptop?
Yeah.
Yeah, his
This
Joe
laptop
Biden.
keeps coming up,
Yeah,
right?
laptop keep coming out. So his son, Joe Biden's son, the laptop had disappeared. And that's why I want to talk about Ukraine. And it's more like um, Joe Biden is more impersonal than really for a country. Because even Ukraine is our ally, but he don't like the laptop has been discovered in Ukraine before election.
Well, it goes even way back,
Yeah,
right?
way
Remember,
back.
he is on record as saying
Yeah,
that remember when he got rid of the guy who was the prosecutor in
yeah,
Ukraine,
yeah,
and he bragged about it, right? He's on video bragging about getting rid of this prosecutor
yeah, yeah.
and withholding U.S. funds
Uh-huh.
from Ukraine
Yeah,
in order for them to get rid of this prosecutor who was investigating his son.
yeah, yeah. So now go back to your the Supreme Court.
Right.
Okay, the laptop. I'm sorry, I
Right.
cut
Yeah.
you
So
off.
yeah, I mean, you see, it's the irony there involved with that, right? So here she has been very soft on a lot of the pedophiles that have come through her court, and in fact has said that people who are being prosecuted as child pedophiles are getting too harsh of a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, is this again a consistency? I mean, you've just had craziness with everything that this Biden administration has put forth. Is this just another example of it?
So the witness is like we can talk all day long, but we have a limit here. So let me focus back onto what happened to Ukraine and Russia. I think Putin is not target on Ukraine or Zelensky at all much. They um, Putin is used Ukraine as a target battlefield to uh, Putin is more targeted in NATO, European ally, and Joe Biden, directly to Joe Biden, because I see Joe Biden make a whole bunch of joke on Putin when he's selecting office, and it is as a leader you cannot joke or make comment bad comment for leader a strong leadership from another country for the reaction of what all the message that Joe Biden talking about Putin is make him to into action. Joe Biden I mean motivate and encourage Putin to make an action, and Putin if he really want this war he will sit down. Well, will have an end solution. Have sit down with Zelensky to say, hey, okay, this is what I want. Can you comply? But they not sit in a table. They not agree to talk. And
Yeah,
they
there has been opportunities where he has actually opened up the opportunity to have peace talks, and they keep breaking down, right?
yeah they keep
Okay.
breaking down. So that's why I say Putin is more target in Joe Biden and NATO because um and then now with all the thing has happened because um you, Biden and UK European ally UK NATO want to ascension Russia on the economic and import and export. But you know what? Putin made the action before it's happened. Say, okay, I'm stop selling gas to UK. What you gonna do? See now, when they stop selling the gas prices increase. Now, this is another thing that Joe Biden did not keep his promise is because he focused on Green New Deal and shut down our pipeline. They shut down our pipeline, and now he going around and begging other country to get more gas. And now this would be a problem because Russia, he's okay to stop the business for a short period of time. They can still survive, no problem. But the main resource from Europe is based on Russia for to keep the country moving because everything is based on gas.
So we've been backed into a corner, right? Because
Yeah,
Saudi Arabia is not even taking this
no,
phone
that's
call,
why.
right?
Yeah, because
Every,
when Joe Biden in office, he don't like Saudi Arabia at all because it's personal issue and there's big personal issue between Joe Biden and Saudi Arabia. That's why he stopped this, stopped that, and canceled this and that. I will tell more detail later. Then he pulled the military out, he pulled the technology out, he pulled the defense system out from Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia had a lot of attack from oil and gas field has been attacked by terrorists, and they cannot produce much gas. So now Biden come again asking for Biden and the NATO asking for gas to increase the barrel per day because of Russia, and they can because Saudi Arabia will ask something back. I mean, they're not gonna open to discuss easier. So that is the problem, and then Joe Biden don't shut down our gas lines. Now we cannot have gas. If Russia stop, Saudi Arabia say no, I'm not into it.
So if you were president for a day, how would you handle the situation? How do you get America out of the situation, or what's the way forward?
You have, if I'm a president for a day, I don't care who is my personal enemy. Right. I put American first and American in front, American benefit. It's all about America. I will reconnect with all our ally who had been a good ally. We connect them back to make sure they are safe and we protect them with whatever we can. So in order to protect them, they will supply it when a situation happen. And all the natural resources that we have. I mean, if I have one day president, there's a lot of things I have to do. We have to be independent resource. Gas is have to be independent. So we have to be independent. Make sure our pipeline is back in the business. The problem right now is Joe Biden like last 2 days, he called all the CEO from the energy resource and then food industry to have a meeting with him to talk about this. But it's kind of like it's not that easy to get everything get back to work because China want to take control of our country for many years. Since that we move all the manufacture into China, China want to be a world leader when all the manufacture there. So now,
what is the issue? Can you just explain? So I don't think a lot of people understand why it's important that China is making all of these products in China. What is the implications of that to us, to this country, not only for national security, but just for commerce?
So China, well, we off topic of the Russia and Ukraine a little bit.
But it still has some connection.
Yeah, that's why I mean it has connection. Yes. So China want to be a world leader. They in history they try many times to be a world leader. They tried to take over many countries in the past, but now in economically, in food industry, in manufacturing country in the world, depending on China's supply so much. And that's why the only thing that we are still in control during the Trump administration is food. But now many farm has been sold to China during Joe Biden administration. And if China control the food, control our supply, control our even toilet paper and clothing and everyday use, and then in our food, we pretty much like screw. Because if China can if we get in conflict with China or China conflict with any of our ally, and we cannot protect them. So that's why later when we will discuss more about manufacture to America, more stuff what we can do to take American back, manufacture back, and to make American stronger. And that need to be not only for the House, but it's also the president have to be strong.
So we've been weakened by China in their position. Yeah. So we're not producing anything in the country. So our leverage, even against Russia, is affected by that, right?
Yes. So this is a whistleblower last week is what I heard. And I have to, because whistleblower is, I'm not, we cannot confirm if it's true or not, but a whistleblower from Russia is one of the retired politician, big position in Russia, that saying that Putin invade Ukraine 3 days before China won to invade Taiwan. So
Well, why is that?
because if China control Taiwan,
Mm-hmm.
it's more loss for America
Okay.
and American ally. Because remember that all the motherboard and technology, most of like sensitive in technology, like motherboard on every single computer, it's manufactured in Taiwan. And we can expand that topic, and I like to talk about that topic because it's related to cybersecurity too. So that's why in 3 days, so before China start a war with Taiwan, Putin start first. So now, if China start before Putin cannot do anything for until a long time. So Putin, as a leadership, he, if he get attacked, and if he cannot look bad in with his pupil. So now Biden call Putin is, he's the enemy of the world, and he's the war
War
criminal.
Yeah.
That's make him more want to keep it like that, and want to see what Joe Biden do and what NATO do, because he don't want to sit down and talk. If he sit down and talk, the worst, they have an end date, they have a solution, but now it's no solution. So it's continue to go to see, he want to see what Joe Biden going to do. He want to make Joe Biden say, you weak, you're really weak.
But it's showing because all of the sanctions are really not hurting Russia from what it.
No,
they say
no.
that they've countered that, right?
Yeah, no, all the sanction is not going to hurt Russia, but that's all because, like, there's many way to deal with money. They can buy bond later. Just sell me the bond, I use it later. Or, I can do I owe you later, I pay you check later, whatever. Stuff like that. All the tension is about money. It's not going to happen. They don't use SWIFT anymore. They can change an alternate solution that help China. Now, see, so they sanction Russia not to use SWIFT system for transfer the money. Well, fine. China come up with another solution for them already.
There was China and India as well, wasn't it? India.
No, China.
Several other countries.
China is mainly a China.
Okay.
So I don't want to put in India in here
Okay.
yet. But China is had the different system, global money exchange instead of SWIFT. So it doesn't hurt Russia at all, and they don't want to hurt Russia. If NATO and US want to hurt Russia, they will jump into support Ukraine already. But they still not jump in. Why? Because Russia will chop their resource,
Right.
the energy. If they don't have energy, they cannot do anything. They cannot have airplane.
Right.
They cannot have tank moving to that. So Putin know the game. Well, his economic may be tied down a little bit, but it's okay. He not dependent to China like Europe and US depend on China.
So the lack of energy independence of
Energy
America has
independent.
affected
Yeah.
even this entire conflict.
Yeah.
And the dynamics here.
Yeah. So the energy independent is become a problem for America, and now you see within 2 weeks our prices keep increase. And last night that I know, I have a friend in California, the gas is almost $6. I mean, after this week it can go up to $6 and $7. By summer.
We're not even at the peak season.
Yeah, not in peak season. In summer, our gas maybe at $9-10, and the minimum wage is $10,
So do
And
you think that this is a game plan for the Green New Deal people? I mean, they talk
no,
about the fact that they want to
they
get people off of
no,
fossil fuels.
they don't want this happen
Yeah.
too fast.
Okay. So they wanted to happen, just not too fast.
Not too fast.
Why?
Because everything have time, but it's no way Green New Deal will happen until 50 years after 50 years for 100 years from now. Because manufacture dependent on oil and gas too. Making clothes. Um, everything is dependent on oil and gas to manufacture medical supply. Things,
Pharmaceuticals.
Yep, you name it. Gas. I mean, even Tesla, Elon Musk. Last month, he said we need gas. He's on Tesla, but he said we need gas.
Right.
We need gas. See, he want energy to manufacture car. Where the energy come from? Oil and gas, nuclear power, metal. How what you think to make metal? You have to burn it to high temperature. What you burn? Oil and gas.
Well, Germany's finding they're finding it out now, right? So they're having to backtrack, and open up some of their coal plants again because they're totally at the mercy of Russia right now.
See, coal plant. American, we have like massive of coal plant. The whole entire world combined is not even compete with American coal plant. It's a narrow resource and gas, natural gas,
right?
natural gas like Honda. They have engine use natural gas. That can be expanded and independent without using. We can slow down oil and gas by using natural gas engine for car and natural gas for a lot of different stuff. And American, we had so much that the whole entire world together is not even half of what we have.
Well, all of the resources, coal, natural gas,
Yeah.
the oil that was gathered from fracking.
Yeah. See,
America was energy independent 2 years ago, right?
Yeah. So 2 years ago we independent. Now we have to dependent. That's why Putin know that if he declare war, not that many countries can stop him. They can try to negotiate with him, but cannot stop him. Now you see the weaknesses.
Right.
Joe Biden pour the weapon out from Saudi Arabia out. Now bring it back to them, offer them more for them to produce gas. So I think it's a very bad situation for our country and globally, and I feel bad that Ukraine have to be the country there for Russia to get a war with.
What do you think is going to be the outcome? And we're based upon what you're seeing and where things are going. What do you think is going to be the outcome?
I think people say it's end by by 1st of March. I mean about May. 1st of May is going to be end. Maybe the 2nd week of May, but I don't think it's going to be end. That's early.
Why?
Because it's about Putin face. How Biden make him look to his people in the world.
So what should Congress be doing? So you have three parts of government, and Congress is the only one that really supposed to declare war. It seems like we've kind of backed our way into some of this. What is wrong? What is Congress doing, and what should it be?
See, there we have so much to do in Congress. That's why I don't want to waste my time, and I'm not looking for a career in politics. So I'm going to straight into Congress. I know it's a challenge for me. I'm going straight in Congress because in Congress, we can have a lot of solution or a lot of bill, a lot of input for the president to what we have to do for our country, what we have to do for the world. By the end of the day, the president is the one who makes the decision on that. But if we control the House, if Republican control the House, and if we have more people who more patriots that start to run in the office and want to put their energy and their work into a country, they can change a lot. Because if president make a wrong decision or not a fairly decision, the Congress can stop that, or Congress can come up with proposal for the president to say, okay, this is what we have to do. Because you don't want a system with a corruption system and a buddy system right now in America if you want to turn country around. Because that's why my term limit is very important. Term limit is very important because if people in the office too long, they know each other. It doesn't matter now. It's not about Republican or Democrat anymore. One thing I want to talk about is later in my other videos is why I say conflict. I mean the corruption is not only on Republican or Democrat. It have to be both, and I will explain why. It's a big deal for that. So now we want. It's not because it's my first time running. It's not because I'm running for Congress. It's my first time that I say, hey, bring the young people. But that's the best way to start to stop the corruption. Because the people in the office too long, they connect, they know each other. They all about benefit. They're not much about the country anymore.
But what would you say to the people who say, "Wow, these people elected them"? The people continue to elect these same people over and over.
Well, that's why term limit have to be kicked in. The term limit have to have to happen.
Do you
So
think that these people are elected, or do you think that they are fraudulently put in the office?
they are buddy system in office.
Okay.
Buddy system in office, and that's it. That big to talk, a lot to talk, because let me use myself as experience, and we want to expand this later too. I use myself as experience. It's hard for me to get donation. Why other candidate get 500,000 when they start to run? It's because the buddy, the
So
network.
they have an advantage being an incumbent.
Yeah.
So they utilize that system,
Mm-hmm.
and it's harder then to defeat an incumbent who's
Yeah.
been in office.
Yeah. So we will that's hard. That's hard. So it look like your voices will be okay, but the video is be off for right now. But you can say, but your image is just poor.
Okay.
We have to look in and see why is your video is image is poor. But anyway, to wrap it up for today, and the next video we will talk about this topic. But anyway, a lot of things is going to happen. A lot of things happen in America since Joe Biden in office, and we can see Joe Biden is not the right fit for the position, and it need to be it need a stronger leadership, somebody American first, do everything for our country, not about themselves or their buddy, their system. So for today, my for conclusion today is yes, the Russia and Ukraine conflict, it's just a beginning of the story, and there's will be more and more and more coming up, and I feel like we will have a lot of problem if the war is continue to go on, and I want to talk more about next week, or maybe the next video. And what will you have anything to say to this, Kevin?
Yeah, a lot going on. We need people in office like you that have integrity and conviction, and that's what's really missing here. And no one's really wanting to say what really needs to be said. And so, boy, we really need to get people like you in office, and it might change a few things, right?
Yeah, I think if I'm honored to be selected in office, there's a lot for me to do, really a lot that I can do. to help America because I'm come from a third world country from another country, so I know the communism, and I know the China, and I feel of a person that lost the country because nobody understand the problem that we have to deal when we lost a country. Like same thing with Ukraine. I feel Ukraine and I feel Afghanistan as well because Afghanistan is really lost a country, um, and um, you know, and that's so sad. So sad. Yeah.
It is, and as a lot of people have said, America is the last greatest hope for the world. If freedom dies here, there is no more freedom anywhere else. So,
So I think Kevin just kind of close it up because your video is up, my video is out. So go ahead, close it up.
well, it was great to be here, and just thank you for the opportunity to be able to listen in on Tuan and I as we talk about the problems of the world, and good insight from Tuan on what's happening in the Russian-Ukrainian situation, and we'll talk about some of these things and have you have an opportunity to listen in over the next few weeks.
All right,
Thanks
so thank you for listening to us, and this is our first video. We have this is the first time we use the system, so we have some technical issue, but the next video should be fine. And and we try to do whatever we can. It's the first time we broadcast, and the first time we test the system. But I mean, I'm happy with the system. We have very nice digital backdrop, and we have a good picture. It's not a YouTuber. It's look professional media outlet here. So so well, thank you everyone, and I hope to see everybody next time. And thank you, Kevin.